So looking at the Etude in A minor, I'll just play it through first to start with. So not an easy piece to execute, I have to say. The ornaments are quite tricky. Okay, generally it needs a very, very light touch. So you need to always be conscious of keeping those arms and hands so light. I have used quite a lot of pedal, which we haven't used. You might want to try that. Basically, it's two pedal changes, sorry, in a bar. One, up, down, 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 then up. All right, so there's little ends of phrases where there are rests. I would let the pedal up if you are going to use it, because we do need some breaks and punctuation between the end of one phrase and the beginning of the next. This can continue all the way through the music until the very end. I think I started the poco writ, then I released the pedal for the last 6 semiquavers and obviously the last note as well. So there's nothing wrong in using some dabs of pedal, but no more than 2 and a bar, 2 changes each bar. It adds a little bit of fluidity to it, and it just helps to take, I think, some of the pressure off of trying to keep some of these semiquavers nice and loose and fluid. And when you come to that section from bar 23 where you have to do those big leaps, just helps to bridge the gaps without the pedal. Is perhaps a bit dry, so I know we haven't put pedal in up to now, but maybe it's something you can try, and it might help, as I say, to take the pressure off those leaps. So I'm going up, down, 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 up, down. So it's basically on every beat, the 2 beats in the bar, you pedal up and down quite quickly. So give it a go and see how you get on with that. Generally, the ornaments, if you keep a really loose wrist and just do a little bit of rotation, that sort of movement. So you're just sort of twisting the hand round but keeping it very loose. Okay, the same with the nasty one, and it is a nasty one, I admit, from bar 21. So if you just try and move a little bit rather than keeping the hand really rigid, just a little bit of looseness there. And the section we particularly talked about last time was from bar 23. So without the pedal, I'll just practice it. Okay, so try to avoid heaviness, and you're sort of just flopping onto it. It needs a lift underneath, a real lift and a real sort of pull, like a puff of air, pushing your hand over. Okay, so even though it's MF in the context of this music is not very heavy. It's quite a light MF because that's the highest dynamic that the composer's used, and generally the music is piano. Dolce means sweetly, so it's got to have this very light, delicate sound to it. And then it gets quieter. Okay, then we talked from bar 26. I think that A to the G sharp is underlined because it's repeating the same sort of 5-6 notes in the right hand. So this sort of just adds a bit of interest. So rather than just let go of it, holding it, if you can join the 4 to the 5 and back again as well. I'll do it in slow motion. So you're lifting the A when you, you'll hold the E with the thumb, then lift the A and play it again, then join both of those to the G sharp, then again hold the thumb on the E while you play the G sharp again, join it to the A, hold the thumb while you play the A again, G sharp, hold the thumb while you play the G sharp, and then it goes to the 5 on the A there. So you've actually got 2 notes joining at the end of each little 2-point section. Join both to 1 note, join both to 1 note, both to 1 note. So maybe some slow hand separately practice there, because it'd be nice to hear that underneath these 2 bars. If I do it without, I sort of lose something. Sorry, do it again. Hear it just underlying that little piece of the music, which is nice. There's a couple of places particularly where the left hand comes into its own. It's the top of page 2, 16 and 17. A little rise and a fall dynamically, and then obviously the last line. And the left hand finishes off the music, where the right hand has had most of the tune all the way through. So just bring a little rise and fall in bars 28 and 29, and slow down and just take a tiny second before you play the last crotchet. And make sure you hold it for a full length before you release it. I don't think there's much more to say than that. I mean, the MF sections, as I say, just take them a little bit under, don't crescendo too much and don't make it too heavy. You've got to keep that sweetly dolce suggestion in your mind all the time, and very much the right hand, the left hand in the background. The chords here in the MF section can come a little bit more into their fall, especially there. They're quite rich chords, so it'd be nice to hear them a little bit warmer. But then get quieter. So in bar 8, it's quieter there, and maybe lose the pedal for a second, then bring it back in. Crescendo, so I can't talk and play at the same time. Don't make this too much of a rit because it's not marked in the music. It's just a little pulling back. Okay, so quite a lot of expression really needed in that. It's a pastoral type piece, it says at the bottom, in a slowish compound time. So it's got that sort of nice singing and sweet style and sound to it.